Hi, my name is Mohammed Anas and I interned at Vedanta during my third year summers. A brief about me: I am in aerospace department with a double major in mechanical engineering, and I was the overall placement coordinator at SPO last year. I want to pursue career in core sector, and knowledge of ME comes at handy, especially if you want to apply for corporate firms abroad or even research internships as well. So this gives me an added advantage to what I want to pursue. So first question for me is my preparation strategies. So I'll be talking about the general preparation strategy for core intern, may it be the mechanical engineering, aerospace, chemical, or maybe material science. So the general strategy is that these core internships they revolve around only two topics, that is thermodynamics in the course ESO 201 and fluid mechanics ESO 204 or ME 231 also. So, first of all, I'll make this clear that I was aiming for ME core companies and not aero core companies, because one reason being that there are not many opportunities in aero core as there are in ME in our country. Second, the quality of aero core roles in India, according to me, are is not very good. In other words, I would say the experience you will get in ME core is better than aero core. See, note that I'm not demotivating any aero people here, and SP always tries to get the ME core companies open for AE also. So you do not need to worry about this part. SPO will take care of this part. You just need to focus on your preparation. So coming back to my preparation strategy, as I already mentioned, that thermo and fluid mechanics are the two main topics which need to be taken care of, specifically when you are preparing for core internships. So starting with this, you have to be thorough with the concepts which are being taught in the class, and my class notes I which I used to make were sufficient, and which helped me to prepare for this. And once you are thorough with this, what you need to do is you should be able to solve very basic numericals, and also you should know the examples where these concepts are applied in real life. So one thing which I experienced during my interviews was that you should not only know about the concepts but also should be able to give some practical examples to that. So good practice is that first you learn the concepts very thoroughly, and then you just open Google, just type in there where this concept is applied in real life or in industries. You will get to know things. So for example, the interview will ask you to tell them what is Brayton cycle, let's say. So you just draw the diagram, TS diagram, and then explain how the temperature is varied. The very logical question after this is what do I infer from this diagram, and how do I go to the project head and say to him, see to this diagram. So that is where which I mentioned you should know where these concepts are applied and how to interpret things. That is the basic difference between your knowledge and how to apply it. Okay, apart from this, your communication skills will always give you an edge, and that does not mean that you have to be good with your vocabulary, but you should be able to put forward your point in as simple language as possible for you. Okay, coming to the next question: skills required, already mentioned. Specific courses, which institute courses, uh, preparation of ESO 201 and 204 or ME 231 institute. Any other tips? Communication skills definitely very important. Also, I would also like to make one point here about your resume. So see, a resume is just a piece of paper in which you write about yourself. It is just a document which you present to the interviewer trying to sell yourself in front of him. Remember this very clearly: whatever you write in your resume, you have to be very thorough with it. So one experience I want to share here during an interview of mine, I wrote about my TA 202 project. I couldn't remember anything about that project. I mean, nobody does. So during that interview, that person asked me only about my TA project and nothing else. He asked me about the tools we used, about the material properties. Yes, I remembered something I told him, but that that interview was just in vain, and I could not clear it, and I knew it during my interview. So you should take care that whatever you write in your resume, you write it very responsibly, and you should be thorough with whatever you write in your resume. This is a very important tip. Okay. Other question: how was your work experience at my internship? Okay. So as I already mentioned that the internship was any core, and the work there was specifically of machine design. Simulation work was there, and work was pretty simple. If you are good in MATLAB, it was very good for you. It would have given you an edge. Yes, I could have done it in MATLAB, but I preferred to use Python because, according, in fact, it is true that internship is all about exploring and learning new things, and so I tried to do it in Python, which I was able to do it successfully. I did simulation Python, and yes, there was some research work involved, and it took a lot of efforts. And after that, my mentor asked me to make a front end also for that. So this was a tricky part, and I was totally new to this. I didn't know anything about it, but I took it as a challenge and also a new learning experience, and I made a front end out for that simulation, and I just did that work, and it gave me actually a lot of experience. Okay, moving on to the next question. Kind of work involved mentioned. Is there any company related to spacecraft or core aerospace related company in SPO? Yes, there is one company which I remember during my internship was Textron, a sister company of Bell, but I was not very much interested. Main reason for me was they were offering just 15,000 for per month for internship, and although I was selected for the interview, so I went for the interview, but I knew how I had to give the interview, so I just got away with it. Yes, but there are some companies related to AeroCore in internship as well. Some generic questions are here. What are the different options available in a given? Okay, the list of companies for placements in aerospace is definitely the number is definitely higher than what are the options available during the internships, and the reason being these the aerospace companies, they require a bit of experience, I would say. So they think, and which I think is pretty logical, they think that third year students are not capable enough to do the job which is done there, which I think is pretty logical. So life is bit hard for aerospace core guys, but yes, if we talk about the research internships, definitely they have an edge over any other department, I would say. Okay, can we get a good placement internship by focusing only on coursework? Definitely not. If you're focusing only on coursework, according to me, I mean, you may get a good internship or placement, but okay, I'll put it this way. Let's say you have very good coursework, and basis on your CPI only you get selected and you are able to answer. That is the only chance. But in your resume, what will you write in your project section or work experience section? That section you have to maintain that section as well, and only your coursework section will be filled, which I think will be will not be that good. So either you make a good 9+ CPI, then this thing will work, but apart from this, you will have to work hard on your work experience section as well. Is it necessary to convert to MTech, get a core job? In aerospace, if we talk about specifically, then I think the companies are more inclined towards the dual degree students and MTech people, because the kind of work it requires specific skills which they think that the PG students have that. So in that case, it may be required for it may be good for you to convert to a dual degree or get an MTech. In fact, if actually you are planning to get a core job, then I would suggest that you go for an MS degree abroad and do it from there. How to get a research intern in good universities? Okay, so one only, I think the one and only solution for this is apping. Yes, people do apply for the scholarship programs also, like TAMU, TAT, but all these require CPI of above 8. And in aerospace, what I have seen, generally the CPI is quite low, and because of the coursework is a bit difficult in aerospace, so the CPI is quite less. But yes, if you do apping in a well structured way, then yes, you will land up with a good research intern in a good university. And one thing, if you are willing to finance your own expenses, trust me, that job is really very easy, and you will land up a good research in a good university within a week or so. But if you really want scholarship, or you do not want to finance your expenses on your own, you want that professor or university to finance your expenses, trust me, that requires a lot of efforts and hard work from your end. Yes, if you have a good CPI, will give you an edge, but if you have 7.5ish CPI or something like that, you will have to work hard, but that is not impossible. I also did apping in my 4th year, because I'll graduate after my 5th year. I did apping, and one of the most important things in apping is that you stick to a good schedule. And good schedule is, you have to start it during the first week of September. That means you have to send the first mail and not make the list during the first week. I am making this point very clear. You have to start sending the mails from the starting of September. I started sending the mails from the end of October, so I was a bit late, and I finally landed up with a good internship in March. And I was very lucky, because that internship was actually a core corporate intern in a good industry, and they were giving me some handsome stipend. But due to this crisis going on in the overall and all of the places, that offer was revoked because of the obvious reasons. But yes, this requires effort, and if you really want to do apping, you will have to talk to your seniors. The seniors will may include the alumni as well, and you should talk to as many seniors who went for research intern as possible, and that will definitely help you. And yes, one last comment I would like to make at the end of this video is that if any one of you is really serious about getting an intern, I guarantee it that you will definitely get a good intern. But you have to be very patient. You have to do this hard work, because there will be people getting internships around you, and you will feel like that you are the only one left. But you do not have to lose hope at that point of time. You have to keep on doing this hard work, and if you are really serious, you will definitely get one good intern. Thank you.